Hey, welcome back. This is The Pulse. Now, tension is mounting, has been mounting in the slum community of Old Fadama here in Accra. Violence between NDC and NPP forces has meant that scores of residents are fleeing their homes. Justice Bedu just returned from the area. He joins me now in the studio. Justice, good to have you. How are you doing?
Good, very well. Gifty.
You sure?
I'm just coming from our Blushi.
I know, easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy on yourself. Now tell me exactly what's happening. You said tension is mounting up. Exactly what's the situation? How does it look like?
Yeah, so Abu Blushi is a place that I've worked myself before, working on a couple of other stories, and I know the terrain very well. But today, you could really feel a lot of uneasiness in the air. Lots of scores of places where people live are now empty because people have left, fearing attacks on their lives.
I see. I can see these are your pictures from the location. Now we see vandalized pieces of building here and there, but what exactly is the story?
So basically what has happened is the people who are supposed to be on the side of the ruling New Patriotic Party now taking what they call revenge for what had been done to them when the NDC came to power in 2008. And so
that's what they're telling you.
That's what they're telling me. So some of these kiosks that were attacked, this happened on the 7th of January, which was when the inauguration happened. Okay. Basically what they are saying is that we've just gone to tell them that this was where I was living in 2008. I was asked to leave because I'm NPP. An NDC person took over my house. Now I'm back to take my property. One of them, which I interviewed, told me why they are doing this. We can now take a listen.
Okay, well, let's watch that now.
Since 2008, they have sacked us in this market to go north. So we are not here again. And now we come back, they collect our assets, toilet, shower, and then rooms, they collect all NDC people. So now we get power and we come back to go around and collect everything, our properties, and we collect all to come back. We are not doing anything here. We are not fighting. We are not destroying, because we are hearing that they are saying that we are going around to destroy any properties. We are not doing that. We are going around to collect our properties back, and we just move forward to do business. So now when we come back, we're supposed to move on to do business. We are not coming here to fight.
So you lost your things in 2008.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What happened in 2008?
Yeah, 2008 when they declare Professor Mess is the winner. For instance, they come and attack me in my room, and I just ran away, and they come and destroy my room, destroy my properties all. So when I ran away, go to north. Now where we get power, and I say that now I'm supposed to come back. So we are just there here, NPP, NDC. So the time where they declare it and they're just cutting NPP people, but you have already know it. And they kill our brothers here. Belongs to the police station. Our brothers, they kill them there. So now when we want to say that we were going to revenge, but it's not good. So our people, even Nanado himself, have already talked to us. We should relax. We shouldn't do bad thing. So we should just maintain the peace. Those who have done that thing, they can go around and catch them, to jail them. But we are giving them time. When they didn't catch those people, which we will take action on it. That's why we are looking our elders. They say that we want to give them even 1 month. When they didn't catch that people, then we will take action on it. That's
when you say action, what do you mean?
You two, you know. You two, you know. We are here. I can't tell it now. When you see action, you two, you know the action.
Well, that sounds like a very angry gentleman there who says that he's taking his time. So, but as far as he's concerned, what he's doing right now is just child's play.
Yeah.
He's not really gotten to what he wants to do yet.
And I saw people, angry youth, wielding machetes and very, very dangerous weapons, who almost pounced on me just seeing me hold the camera. And so I think it's really a situation that is mounting that requires serious attention.
But just because you have a camera, I mean, what was their problem with you?
Yes, I mean, obviously they are causing commotion, vandalizing properties, and seeing someone with a camera, you get the sense that you are filming them secretly.
So this, from my understanding of your conversation, is a guy who is supposed to be an NPP person, and he's saying that NDC did this to us, and we are here to do. Were you able to get in touch with the NDC people?
Yes. So I went to where a place which is supposed to be the palace of the Dagomba youth, who is superintendent over
the Dagomba youth leader, or sometimes they call him the chief.
The chief. He's supposed to be chief. So that's supposed to be a palace, and that palace at the moment is deserted because the information that I got from the person that I interviewed there tells me that they have information that people are planning to attack the palace tonight. And so nobody would want to speak with me on camera from the other side, because they fear for their lives. Many of the people, the NDC leaders, have now fled the community. But one person that I got to speak to told me that there is more to this confusion than just NPP, NDC. We can listen.
I see. Okay, let's have a look at that as well.
Yeah, the day that they were inaugurating the president-elect Nanado, then as soon as they were through with the inauguration, then I was inside. I saw a chunk number of you. They came in here and were vandalizing things, trying to break into those 2 rooms, peeping through to see whether people are inside so that they can attack them. And fortunately, that time, there wasn't anybody around. And when they were coming, the youth around all disappeared because they were running for their lives. They could not stand to see if they come, what is going to happen to them. No one knows. So they were scared, and they all ran away.
So that's one of the gentlemen there at the Old Fadama. I've got on the telephone line. I do have Justice here with me in the studio, but we can go on the telephone line now and speak to Nana Obri-Boahen, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for your time here on the Pulse.
It's a pleasure talking to you, my sister.
Okay. Are you aware of what's happening in Agbobulushi, I mean Old Fadama, in that area?
Today?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm not aware, but I feel that last week a message was sent to us that our boys are not comfortable with the security situation. Fortunately for us, few minutes after that discussion, I read from the papers that police have taken over the security at the area, and we thought it was a very good news. I think it was even published in the Ghanaian Times, and we thought that was a very welcome news and a good news for all of us as far as security is concerned.
Okay, well, you do know what...
In respect of as to whether some unfortunate incidents have happened today, I am not in a position to tell, because with due respect, I'm out of town.
Okay, that's okay, but we've spoken to one of your guys, one of the NPP guys at Old Fadama, and what he tells our reporter is that this happened in 2008. They had their offices, or they were ejected from their rooms, and their properties were vandalized, and so now, and then he left and went to the northern region. Now that his party is back in power, he has returned, and what he's saying is that they have listened. They've taken a cue from President Akufo-Addo, who is saying that they should relax. So they are relaxing. But what they are waiting for is that in a few days, perhaps, if there is no action from who they believe should be prosecuted or arrested, then they are going to take the laws in their own hand. Basically, that's what he says.
You see, that incident only happened in 2008 and 2009. It was quite unfortunate and regrettable, That explains the reason why on countless occasions I've been telling my colleagues in the NDC that, look, we need to exercise a modicum of restraint when your party is in power. What happened in 2008, 2009 was in a very bad taste. Some of our supporters were even massacred, broad daylight. Broad daylight. The majority leader now, Honorable Chairman Sabusu, compiled a list and submitted the list to the police. He submitted the list to the police. Nobody was here arrested. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unacceptable.
Just like you have said.
Now the scales have turned. My prayer to our members is that they should exercise restraint. They should not retaliate. At least, I mean, they should ensure, we will ensure that the proper thing is
exactly what I was going to come to, sir. Because when you say that when you are praying them to do something, it's not as strong enough. So I was trying to find out from you. You said
I am pleading with them.
Well, you have not. Well, I'm not sure that pleading helps, but you have worked with them. You have said that. Describe what happened previously as unfortunate. So how do we prevent the same thing from happening this time that you have the power?
Yeah, our police should be proactive. Look, when NDC was in power, our members of parliament consistently, in fact, made representations to the police authorities to ensure that those boys involved were arrested and prosecuted. You can find this out from Rose Atingabiu. Most of our MPs, they walked straight to police headquarters, presented the list to them, insisted that the police should do the proper thing. They failed to do that. And look at the end result. My prayer is that our supporters should exercise restraint. They should not retaliate, and we will make sure that the law will take its course. The police have arrested those who were culpable in 2009 and have arraigned them before court. You will not have a situation like this on hand.
So, sir,
regrettably, the police didn't do that. Again, it's quite sad. They didn't do that.
So
we must make sure that, look, the law is a normal course, and the proper thing ought to be done. If it is an NPP member who has fallen foul of the law and is to be prosecuted, we must do that. If it is an NDC, we must do that. If it is non-partisan, we must do that.
You said that you will make sure, and if you say we will make sure, I take it that the party will make sure that what happened in 2008 perhaps does not repeat itself. What is make sure? What does make sure mean? What exactly is the party going to do in a place like Old Fadama, sir?
We need to get in touch with the police. Luckily for us, very soon the Minister of Interior will be announced. We will work hand in hand with the Minister for Interior and we would have audience with the Inspector General of Police. We will have audience with all stakeholders at Fadama, Agbogboshi, and the rest. And I think that we will put our heads together and ensure that sanity prevails. And of course, you see, to a certain extent, you may appreciate the sentiments of the gentleman who went to the north in 2009, who was chased away. Now his party is back, and therefore he's come to take his toll. I mean, under normal circumstances, you realize that there's nothing untoward about it. But looking at how dusty the situation is.
Hold on, sir. You say that there's nothing untoward about saying.
I'm saying that under normal circumstances. But
yes,
I'm saying that.
But under normal circumstances, that is a threat, sir. He's threatening to take the law into his own hands.
I'm saying that I am on my knees pleading with them to exercise maximum restraint and tolerance. And we see to it that those who fell foul of the law in 2009, they'll be arrested and prosecuted.
Okay, so you are looking to make sure that those who did this in 2009 will be prosecuted.
Exactly. It is not I and no everybody alone. Every level-minded Ghanaian is looking out to that scenario.
And what's happening now in 2017 is that people are being attacked based on these lines that we're talking about, these partisan political lines that we're talking about.
Come again.
You're talking about what happened in 2009 and what you want to see, that you want to see those...
2017 also, those who take the laws into their hands, those who will be prosecuted. Nobody's above the law.
But you say that, you see, when they hear leadership say things like, there's nothing untoward about what he did, it gets a bit worrying, doesn't it?
Come Come again, my sister.
When you say that for someone to have been attacked who went to his hometown and has returned because his party has returned, who is making a threat, actually, you say that there's nothing until...
No, maybe you did not appreciate the statement I made. What I said was that on the normal scheme of things, the man was sacked, he was chased away, he went to the north, now he's back because his party. Under normal circumstances, we say, well, if you are going by the Mosaic law, that is... but I'm saying that we are not in the Mosaic era. We are not in the Mosaic era. That is the whole reason why I ended by saying that I am humbly begging, I am on my knees telling our supporters that they should exercise modicum of restraint and tolerance. I should not take the laws into their hands. As only this what I said.
Yes, you said that. My question, sir, to you is whether or not the party leadership will perhaps move to Old Fadama right this moment where the issue is happening.
Well, some
to
of these
talk
comments,
to them.
I will not. I'm out of town, and I think that other leaders are hearing this discussion, and I think they would do something about it.
Okay. Okay. So I'll say a very big thank you to you, sir, for your time here on the Pulse.
It's a pleasure.
Nana Obri Boahen is Deputy General Secretary of the party. Well, he tells me that they're looking to meet the IGP. We don't know who the IGP is at the moment because we know that there's a new administration. Who wait for the security setup of the NPP government, and then they would take on these matters. But it's interesting, Justice, what he says about what happened in 2009, what this gentleman refers to, that there were names that were compiled, and so they're looking. Are these the names that the gentleman you spoke to was referring to? Because he said that they're waiting to see what the government does about people who sack them or people who chase them out of their properties in Old Fadama.
It seems to me that could probably be it, because like this gentleman told me on camera that he himself had his brothers, 3 of them, who had actually been killed in 2009. And so this seems to me as an issue of revenging the acts of violence that was done to them in 2009. But I think that the critical issue that we need to look at is this is Ghana's biggest slum. It houses close
You're talking about Old Fadama.
Old Fadama, close to 100,000 people, and you wouldn't want to spark any such violence in an area where such violence could spread so easily. So I mean, at the time we were leaving, I could see police route control vehicles on standby at the part where the market is.
Okay.
And we do hope that they have control of the situation. We could only hope. But if that is not the case, then it's something that we really should pay attention to. As a matter of urgency.
I'm not sure about the period between the time you left there and what's happening now. But do we have our eyes on the ground to know what's happening at the moment? Do we know?
Do.
So what's happening at the moment? Is there calm, or is this thing, this thing about revenge still ongoing?
I would call it uneasy calm because yes, the incident actually started. In fact, it started on the day when the president had been declared on the 9th of December, and it's been simmering through up until this point. It actually flared up on last Saturday when the inauguration was done, and I'm told that the police went in, made some arrests, and today it's still going on. But what's happening is that people are just going round, and what they tell me is that if this facility belonged to someone who was supposed to be NPP in 2009 and had been taken over by someone who is NDC now, they are taking it back.
They're taking it back.
And if you resist,
then it gets really nasty. Before I let you go, Justice, if you could tell us about, there was this building that was pulled down. What building was it again? It wasn't quite clear in the picture.
So this is a place where NDC youth gather. So usually they have NPP strongholds and NDC strongholds. So everybody knows where the opponent is at any point in time. And so this one is where like a NDC spot where people come together. And so this whole place had now been razed down. and in place of all
so that's
those,
what we're talking about.
yes,
this
so this is what we have, and all around you have hoisted NPP flags now, and
so they bring down the structure
yes,
that is supposedly an
yes,
NDC meeting place,
and
then they mount up their own flags.
Yeah. There are people who have met and spoke to who they speak to me on camera, but behind the scenes they will tell me that I've had my motorbike seized. There's one man who tells me that he had his motorbike taken away, and they are now asking that he pays 1,000 cedis before the motorbike is given back to him. And I think this probably is one of many instances going on now.
Thank you very much, Justice Baidu. Justice Baidu has been to the heart of affairs, of course, at Agbogloshi, or Old Fadama, if you like, and he's reporting that the tension is still there. He says there's calm, but it's an uneasy calm, and you know, of course, what that means. We've also spoken to Nana Obri-Boahen, who is NPP's Deputy General Secretary, who says he's not in town at the moment, but this is a situation they're looking at. He believes, or he expects, that other leaders of the party are listening in or are watching and will take the necessary steps. But that's just not it. I told you previously what's happening at the passport office. Well, our reporter is in the office and he will be joining me in the studio. But watch this from the passport office. Now, and it actually gets a bit confusing from this point, whether or not they're arresting or taking these guys in black T-shirts or black polo shirts that looked like the Invincible Forces. Okay. Well, the guy who was there has just joined me in the studio. He'll help us understand. Joseph Akable is our man who went on the ground. Joseph, explain to us what we're seeing this moment.
So those are two of the gentlemen who attempted to take over the office and man the office. They are being taken over to the Greater Accra Regional Police Command. We have been told it's not an arrest. They are going over to engage them to try and understand what exactly motivated them to come over to the office to attempt to even think of wanting to man the office, because it is very clear how the procedure should be. So at this point, what we are still seeing, the gentleman had left the office at that point in time, but we will still have some shots that indicate what happened before they even were escorted away from the passport office. So at this point, the police have taken over the place now.
Okay, so that vehicle that's coming in is by the police? Is for the police?
So now these are some of the gentlemen. The one seated in the orange polo shirt is one of them. Same with the other two gentlemen, the one in the blue long sleeve. The other
He's one of them?
Exactly, he's also part of them. So all these are persons who...
So this group of people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 of them, they are all in the group that just walked into the passport office to take over?
Yes, and when they went there, they are telling them that they have been directed from the Flagstaff. That is what I'm told they mentioned, to man the office. But the director of passport was very clear in his mind, and he makes the point that that is not the procedure.
To man the office, hold on, Joseph. To man the office, to what? Man the office as in do what? Replace the police there? Or what? What do they mean by manning the office?
Manning the office as in deciding who goes in. So you can see that is what a case of manning the office.
So there's supposed to be a policeman doing this job,
exactly.
Right? And at this point, the policeman...
The third gentleman we can see in our shot opening the gate now. He's not supposed to be there. He's one of the gentlemen who besieged the office, and at that point, they were the ones in charge of the main entrance. You can see the police there all right, but at that point, the leadership of the police was still engaged in a meeting with the director of passport, so that was why they had still allowed them
to go
some of them moving into the vehicle. And that BMW vehicle has a photograph of the president and another Danko Akufo-Addo. Also, Patrick Boama is an MP, Honorable. His photograph is also captured, as well as the vice president, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, all on that vehicle. So that was one of the vehicles they brought into the passport office in an attempt to man it. And by manning, like I was explaining, they meant that they had come in to take over to decide who goes into the passport office and who is not allowed into it as well.
Tell me, paint the picture to me. There must be a sense of panic among the workers there at the passport office. Explain to me how it felt like for them.
Right from the entrance, I mean, there were quite a number of people who were coming in. When we even arrived, when we wanted to have that engagement with the director of passport, it was very difficult getting access. We had to make calls. Someone had to speak to someone at the gate. The police officers had to come out to the exit, escort us right through. So you can imagine for those who were coming. In fact, I saw about 2 other vehicles that were trying to come in for ordinary passport business that were denied access. So that was the very first difficulty. Right through when we entered the office, so you can see those are some gentlemen some of those gentlemen still engaging the police officer at that point. So once you again enter, you have at the main the conference room of a sort where people ordinarily who are coming in for various passport engagements, they wait a while and wait for their turn to be called. They were seated. It didn't appear the queue was moving because there was still some form of engagement that was taking place right within the premises.
It's important to note, though, that this particular office of the passport office was reserved for diplomatic and other, you know, special passport processes. So this is not where the main passport office is at the Tema station.
And in fact, the director of passport, again, in my interview with him, he tells me that he had got a report that it appears some of those gentlemen had again moved to that side.
At the Tema station site. Interesting. Because what I'm trying to explain, what I'm trying to get, the information I'm trying to get from this is whether or not the people coming in to get their passport, so that's the vehicle moving, right? The
vehicle moving out.
Okay. So whether or not the people who were coming in were diplomats, or whether or not, you know, there were people who have got preferential treatment, and if so, how did the altercation affect their, whatever it is that they wanted to do there at the passport office?
We can't tell for a fact whether they are diplomats, but at least what we are certain of is the fact that they were coming in to engage in some business relating to passports, but unfortunately not all of them were allowed access. When you come in, you are first supposed to identify yourself to the security personnel, and I saw 2 vehicles conveying different persons who were denied access to the building, so that it appears to be a bit of the difficulty there. So it appears the entire process in terms of the normal work has stalled a bit because of that incident that took place.
I see. At the moment, I mean, at the time you left there, what was the situation?
Calm had been restored because the police officers came in there. They spoke to the director of passport. He first briefed them on the situation, after which the police had to, in fact, he mentioned that they should escort those gentlemen away, because the procedure is very clear as to how you are supposed to engage someone who is coming in to the passport office.
Okay. Hold on for me a bit, Akable. We've got Brigadier General Francis Zimsanziri, who is an ADMO coordinator. We understand that his office was also attacked. Hello, sir. Thank you very much for your time. You're on the pulse.
Thank you.
What happened to your office today, sir?
Yeah, I will not say we were attacked, but there was a sort of intrusion.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I will say about 10 to 15 young men, and we got in touch with them when they came into the yard and asked what their mission was. They reported that they've been asked to come and be in that location. Exactly what they were to do, they said I should talk to the leadership, somebody, the one who had directed them.
The leadership of the party?
Come again?
Is it the leadership of the party they asked you to talk to?
No, not the leadership of a party. It's the leader of the group.
Okay.
The leader of the group.
And you say that they've been asked. They said that they've been asked to come there. They've been asked by who?
Yeah, somebody from the party headquarters had directed them to come to be in that location. But we've tried to get in touch with the person who deployed them, and it's been difficult. But we hope we will finally get in touch with them to know exactly what their mission is. But we talked to them that they cannot be within the compound.
Okay.
They could be outside. We don't have a problem with that, but not inside the yard. So they eventually went out of the yard, and they have since been sitting outside the yard.
And they've been sitting outside the yard for how long, sir?
This was from morning, from around 8. When I got to the office at 7:45, they were there, a few, 1 or 2, but the numbers swelled up to, got up to about between 10 to 15.
Between 10 to 15. Have you reported this case to the police, sir?
Yes, the police are there. The police are in charge of Nadmo. As of now, the police came immediately when I called them. And they came, we all talked to them with the police. We talked to them, and they went outside the compound and have been sitting outside the compound.
What is it? How are your staff feeling at this moment? Are they able to work, or is there a state of panic right now?
Oh, definitely there will be some amount of panic, because there was an incident. I had gone to Labadi and I was called that we had some documents they were trying to take to Ministry of Interior for processing for personnel who were promoted. And in the attempt to go out, these people wanted to know what documents they were putting in their time to go out.
Wow.
In a way, trying to obstruct their going out with any document.
So what it means, please go ahead.
The police were there at the time, so the police took the documents and they called me. I was then out of the office. So when I returned, the documents with the police, I looked at it. These are normal documents that we process and we send them to Interior for further processing to Accountant General.
What
So
it means then is that they are scrutinizing what you do, and they are scrutinizing who goes in and who goes out. Is that correct?
That is the sort of thing that the picture that is drawing. But we are yet to get the exact details of why they are there. Until we get the one who sent them and he gives us a thorough brief as to why they are there, we will be speculating.
But, so what do you intend to do about this situation, apart from reporting to the police? Because even though the police is there, like you say, you've got police presence there right now, but it doesn't stop them from scrutinizing what document is going out and what document is coming in. That's correct, right?
Yes, yes.
So what do you intend to do about it?
Yeah, the police are in the picture of what is happening, but we still need to find out exactly why from whoever sent them there to get the details. And I hope tomorrow morning I'll be able to get in touch with that person and then we sort out this.
Getting in touch with that person, is that the appropriate process? Because I have my colleague here in the studio who has just returned from the passport office where we've got a similar situation happening. What happened with the police when the police got there was that they've taken some of the men away to their office. They say it's not an arrest, but whichever way, we know that the place has been raided of those people. Now, what's happening at your office now is that you still got the people there. You've got police presence, but you still got the people there hunting you.
Yes, I have invited the police. The police have come. They have secured the area. They helped to get them out of the way around the gate. They have moved away from the gate, and but they are in location. So if I don't know what the police will think about it and what charge they will give them. If they think they have to take them for questioning, I cannot debate that.
Yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is to look at the picture. Look at the picture where you've got strangers outside of your office who are scrutinizing what you do and the document you take out and the document you bring in. And I'm looking at a similar situation at the passport office a few hours ago. But in that case, we've got the people who have been taken away. But with your case, the people are still there, and it's as if you guys are all working together. Is that the correct picture?
Yeah, they are not working with us. They are sitting at a distance anyway.
But they're checking your documents.
Just the time they did that, they were at the gate. But now they are no more at the gate.
Okay.
They were at the gate when they intercepted the documents the lady was sending to Interior. But now they've moved more than 15, 20 meters away from the gate, and they are sitting somewhere.
My colleague here tells me from the passport office that the head of the director of passport told them that this is not how it is done. There's a process. You've got to come with a letter, etc. What is the process with your office? How, if there has to be a change
I don't know their mission. I don't know their mission. They have not told me exactly.
No, I'm talking about the ideal process. If there has to be a change, what's the ideal process?
Oh, for a change, what I know is somebody must come with a letter from the office of the president being appointed to take over the place as the head. And that is, if he's to take over from me, that I will be copied. And I will see that this person is coming in to take over. And that is it. When he comes, I have my handing over notes ready. I will give him verbal and other briefings, take him around other things, show him all that is in my handing over notes, and let him read them. When he accepts it and he understands everything, why not? If he's the one appointed to take over, I hand over to him.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anything to that
okay.
as of now.
So apart from getting to reach who sent them, have you reached any higher, your reporting authority? Who do you report to at this moment? Do you know, and have you reached them?
As of now, I don't know. The Interior Minister is the person I should be talking to, but it doesn't seem the Interior Minister is at post. So those are the things we are still waiting to see. Who do we now deal with?
Okay.
Do I deal with the transition team that is responsible for Interior or national security? We're not too clear about those things, so we're still weighing out things to see who to talk to.
Okay. Say a very big thank you to you, sir, and I hope that you sort this out as soon as possible so that your staff can get back to their normal duties. Brigadier General Francis Vib-Sanziri is the NADMO coordinator. He replaced Mr. Potofi, who is now leader of the NDC. So you've heard what's happening there. It's a very similar situation that's happening at the passport office today.
It appears to be the same. I'm listening to the narration. That was kind of the same narration that Mr. Intrakra put across as what transpired at the passport office. I think we have that, if we could. I just listened to Mr.
Intrakra. Okay, so now we can go back to the passport office. And as I said earlier on, Mr. Intrakra explained to them that this is not how it is done. There is a process. Let's hear him on that right now.
Monitoring what was going on at the security and then at the entrance. And then I saw 3 vehicles enter. I think one was a pickup. The first one was a pickup, followed by another vehicle, BMW, with registration number GE2608W, branded in NPP colors with Honorable Patrick Bomer's picture in between that of the president and the vice president. And I realized they were having a confrontation with the security personnel at the gate. They did all come out of their vehicles and they were engaging them in a scuffle. And in the process, I saw one of them heckling the security officer and then pushed him out of the main entrance and pushed him out to the street. And then I overheard them saying that they've taken over. So I was waiting patiently here. And then the next thing I did was to call one of the security personnel right in front of my office to tell them to go down there to support the security personnel at the gate because there was a situation. And then eventually they came to my office with 4 of those guys. And one of them, who calls himself Pawili also, claims that he was a youth organizer in my Honorable Yokoboki's constituency, and for that matter, they were under instructions from the Flagstaff House to come and take over the passport office. They were coming to put their personnel. He mentioned Invincible Forces at the main entrance, so the police there will be working with those people and not the national security personnel that were assigned here. And I took them through some sort of schooling.
So you mentioned that there's a procedure that has to take place. What exactly is it?
Yes. In fact, the one who spearheaded the team, or their team leader, if I should call him that way, the Power Willie guy, was not prepared to listen to anything because he was here just to do what he came here to do. So the other guys, one Lante and Neil Lante and Tewia, were patient to listen to me. And then I explained to them that this office operates under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and every MDA that is represented here makes sure that the ministry is duly informed about the personnel they were bringing to the passport office, and then accordingly also inform the director of passports before such a person takes office at this office. And so if I haven't received any letter from any of those institutions or any of whatever institution they say they were coming from, it doesn't make it right for me to accept anybody here. Then they were adamant. They said we're still going to leave their people here. And I said, well, in that case, I will not be in a position to account for anybody if there should be a problem, because I didn't know them and nobody has formally communicated any such postings to me. And that was how
Did you make contact with the police at that point?
Immediately I called the COP Yonu and mentioned to him that there was a situation at the passport office, and so he said he was deploying his men here. And I also tried to make some contact with some of the NPP executives, and I was able to reach out to Honorable Ekuboki, and I spoke to her about the situation. And then she felt we have to get the police to do what is right.
Apart from this incident that took place today, in the past, have you had any engagement with anyone that relates to this kind of takeover that took place today?
Not that I'm aware of. Since I came here, I haven't had any such encounter with anybody. But one thing needs to be mentioned, that we identified somebody who was a service personnel here and later metamorphosed into a Goro person who was actively involved in this operation, and we could even see him giving them information left and right. So it's an orchestration for some people to gain access to come and do their Goro business, if we should put it that way. But the sad thing is that they are trying to implicate the party or the government in such an exercise, which is a certain. And unfortunately, today came in a party vehicle.
Have you received any such reports apart from this office in your other offices across the country?
Well, Accra Park, the Tema station just called me that the group divided themselves into two. Immediately they invaded here. Some of them boarded another vehicle and headed towards that direction. And so we got a report that they were at the Tema station also.
So it means at a point when they came in and everything, work had to be put on hold?
Yes, we had to deal with that situation before going on. Accra Park, as we speak, has even shut their system down.
So for those who may be coming to engage in those activities tomorrow here, can they be assured that work will be?
Well, for us, we are civil servants or public servants for that matter, and we are bound by the law of the country to be here working 24 hours, if anything, from morning till evening, 5 o'clock. So we will come and work and make sure we attend to the public as we've always been doing.
That's Director of Passport Alexander Intrakwa there speaking with Joseph Akable. Joseph, this must be a very hard time for him and Mr. Intrakwa there at the passport office. Are they closing at the time you were leaving?
They will be closing in some few minutes' time, but he says their civil servants tomorrow will be coming back to work to man the office to ensure that they provide the services they are supposed to be providing. I
see. Thank you very much. Joseph Akable is a man who was on the ground for us at the passport office, telling, you know, adding to the story of invasion, or if you like, intrusion to government institutions by persons suspected to be supporters of the now governing NPP. This is The Pulse. My name is Gifty Ambapia.